Hello, Cancer. Cancer Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Welcome to your video. We're going to be doing a tarot reading for the period of July, August, and early September. So from now until the new moon in Virgo is what we're reading for you, my Cancerians. So we're going to be going ahead and shuffling this, but first, let's talk about you. Specifically you. You've been tired. You've been very, very tired. And you've also been overwhelmed with the... Ooh, my feet just vibrated. There's like an airplane. There's an airplane. And I felt the ground vibrate a little bit as that happened. So there's been a need for you to, you've felt like you've wanted to fly away. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, you have been very frustrated because you've been kind of limited very much externally with your current circumstances. And you've really wanted to, all of that is forcing you to hang upside down. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You're very, very tired. You're exhausted. And you're frustrated because you've had a lot of physical ailments too. I think that some of you have had some health problems where it's forced you to not be able to participate in the world as you usually were in the past. So this is an obstacle card. 6 of Cups. Okay? The past. Thinking a lot about the past. Good moments, sad moments, toxic moments, all of it. Your past. You've been very much thinking about your family, the people that you grew up with, your parents, and you're afraid of losing all that is dear to you emotionally. That's been a major block. You're and I would even say this might even apply to the things that you really care about. This isn't necessarily the past, but this also has to do with what has brought you a lot of joy and what has been experiencing a lot of intensity in your life, for good or bad, doesn't matter. I think that you're afraid that you're going to lose all of that. So that on top of the physical ailments and all this exhaustion that you felt, your mind has actually been able to rest a little bit with Mercury in the 12th house for you, with the North Node there. Oddly enough, all of these experiences of being afraid of losing all of your attachments, they forced you to stop pondering so much about the past, because what's going on for you is there's a lot of room for unexpected opportunities amongst strangers when it comes to your aspirations and dreams. All of that is up in the air with Uranus in the 11th house for you. So what have you been working towards? Okay. So you're trying not to think too hard right now. With the 7 of Swords reversed, you're letting yourself you're backing off of your thoughts. And you're observing what you're thinking about. You're not being selective about what your mind has been going through, but there's also a sense that you're not controlling, you're not too imposing on your mind, and you're making an effort to getting used to letting life choose the gifts for you. So rather than trying to maintain what isn't really there for now or what has been past, you're finally being forced into letting life bring you the tidal waves that are going to blow you away. Because Cancer has also the tendency of being overly attached to what it's emotionally been used to, right? Where it's been comfortable, what it's grown up with. And so it doesn't necessarily like losing or having a massive change or a massive swing of its lifestyle, right? Cancer isn't usually the one to change their daily life, right? Although they might emotionally feel a lot up and down, Cancer is always going to want to come back to its place of security. And so it even happens with your emotional world, your thoughts. You think a lot about the past and the people that you love very dearly and the things you maintain very strongly. With all the limitations, you're making an effort with letting life limit you a little bit. You don't really have a choice, Cancer. So I think that with this card, the Seven of Swords reversed, we're not trying to look for answers right now. We're not trying to go for a strategy. We're just letting the mind rest. And so the focus is the Magician reversed. Mercury, the mind. We've talked about letting the mind go a little bit. So with the Magician reversed, we're focusing on being very humble, on accepting that we're not capable of everything. With all the physical ailments and the limitations experienced throughout 2021 and 2020, you've had to understand that you're not actually in control of life as you would like to be. And that's perfectly fine, because it's encouraging you to get closer to who you really are now. And so in order to get there, you need to let go of the past and be humbled to your current reality. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant definitely have been a lot more introverted by force, or by force, circumstance, or by the losses, that have been overwhelming, or even by the need, the simple need to not be emotionally intense in relationships with Pluto in your opposing sign of Capricorn. You have understood that you need to have time for yourself right now. Even though you really care and like to care for others and to love people, there's still this overarching yearning to embrace the much needed solitude, because you're not ready yet. You're actually being forced into a redefining of your place in the world. And so if you don't listen to that, if you decide that you're going to push yourself again physically, and that you're going to start being the Mother Teresa for everyone again, and you're going to be overly emotionally generous as you've perhaps been in the past, the danger that you run into is again being a subordinate. 3 of Pentacles, being a slave to other people by relationship. But through relationships, you run into the danger of being a slave at work or in family. Card of Capricorn. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. Take the back seat. You need it. You don't want it, but you need it. You want to be the immature baby? Fine. But that's on you. That's not anyone's fault. But you, if you choose that. If you choose to drop all the water, the bucket of water, keep that for yourself, nourish yourself. But fine, if you think other people need it and you're afraid that you're not going to be able to help them, you know, that's fine. If you want to be insecure, that's up to you. But if you do happen to humble yourself for once and not be able, you know, if you're not physically able to be there for people and you have to have that time for yourself, emotionally, I think you really want it. You just have a hard time saying the word no to other people. So by the end of this transit, because you're needing to have this resting time right now for yourself, as you're recuperating, or coming out of the shadow, or coming out of solitude, you're going to be able to be there for others in early fall. But now is not the time to push. Not the time to push. Time to let go of the worry and the need to have all the ducks in order. No. You don't have to parent everyone. What's in your subconscious, Cancer? Ace of Swords, upright. You have been paying attention to what your mind is doing, how it's running. All the stress. You're finally, you have some sense of control over your mind right now. You understand that, okay, I've been doing this over and over. Worrying, being anxious about whether or not I'm doing enough emotionally. I get it. You get it. So why not let go of the pincers off of the other people for a little bit? Doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that you don't love them as much if you have the time for yourself. But what we want for you ultimately is a lot of rest right now to find your true purpose and identity in the world through the humility of limitation right now. Right now is not the time for you to not listen to the doctor and say, I'm just gonna continue taking care of everyone else and everything while my body parts are yelling at me. Cancer. But a lot of it stems from what you think about Cancer. The problems are coming from the fact that you think that you're not going to be able to keep whatever you have left right now because you're not physically able to attend to those things. You're afraid that the train is going to run away and that you're not going to be able to catch it. So what is the insight? Unbelievable. This was at the bottom of the deck when I glanced for a moment, and it comes out again. And we have this for Gemini as well. So you, my friends, need to get out of your head. Your mind is your biggest culprit right now. You're worried. You have FOMO, really bad FOMO, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Get out of your mind. There's just so much that has to do with the fact that you're looking for problems in there that are not in your reality. And you're not able to see what you need to feel spiritually as a result of all of these external problems. Neptune is in Pisces. So that's in your 9th house with Jupiter. So over the next year and 2-3 years ahead, I think, Cancer, you're going to be having a lot of changes that are going to be happening as a result of you letting go of all of the... You need to let go of all the scenarios that you're envisioning in your mind, all the sad scenarios. And you need to allow yourself to dream a little bit, frankly, Cancer, because you're such a home focused sign. It's hard for you to sometimes visualize a life that is unusual, right? Because you're so anchored in your roots by nature. It's hard for you to sometimes imagine something that you never thought you could experience. A new lifestyle or something that is exhilarating emotionally. Because you revise the past so much, you don't make room for the future. And Cancer people, I find that typically they don't like talking about the future. Actually, they don't want to know the future, or they're scared of it. They just prefer, celebrating memories and nurturing their childhood upon no end, and then they forget that they're here now. And so the past is great. Memories are beloved and they're jewels, but time is, life is happening now too. So don't waste it on all the things that you used to have that you aren't feeling anymore. If there's better. You can believe that. You just have to get out of your fucking head. I'm going to stop. I'm going way above my time. Cancer, have a great July and August. It's going to be your birthday season soon. It already is. Happy early birthday to all of you early Cancerians. Take it easy and take all the time to rest, to stay sane as well. all is well. We'll see you soon, Cancer. Take it easy. Goodbye.